Leave all those ones that are criticizing you. They criticize me too. When I did not, when I started the civil war, and they said I was too slow to crush the Biafra, that madman. I remember, I don't know if some of you remember this note, right? But they now said, one of the things I left out yesterday that I didn't add, was that they said after that first coup, and then the second retaliatory coup of these northern criminals, northern terrorists. So what they did was that when they now chose Gowon was from the Middle Belt. It's not Fulani, it's not Hausa, it's not Kanuri. Okay, so he's from the Middle Belt, and he was he was made the head of state by these guys. So his allegiance was to them, and because some of them speak Hausa, so they just make everybody feel like we are one northerner, one north. So Gowon enjoyed that one north until Muritala told him to stay in Kampala. Where was he then? Like Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Where was he? African Union meeting when he was overthrown by Muritala after the war, right? So they make him feel like he was Hausa, he was a northerner for a long time, I think. Then you see this attack on the people of Middle Belt, the people of Plateau State, and all these killings that we have been seeing, the Fulani massacre of people of the Middle Belt. And people will be calling, where's Gowon? Where is Gowon? So Gowon went to Aso Rock, or before he got to Aso Rock. And Gowon was going to give a press conference about IPOB. Sorry, not IPOB, about Biafra. And he was going to speak in English. And they said, no, he has to speak in Hausa. And that became an issue. Like, Gowon, the old man, 89 years old, was there, was like, they want me to speak in Hausa. I cannot speak in Hausa. I cannot speak Hausa. I was like, oh, look at him. Look at him.
Our Hausa listeners across the sub-region.
Wait a minute. No, who told you that I'm going to do it in Hausa? My goodness. Look, for almost 80 years, I've only been speaking mostly in English. And Hausa?
Your Excellency, you're not reading. You're not reading, sir.
What I'm not reading?
You're just saying what you're saying in English.
My goodness.
So the translation right
No, it's not. In fact, I cannot do the translation.
No,
you know, this is an ambush. This is a coup. You see? This is a coup. No, my goodness. Honestly, look, my Hausa is not good enough for me to say it in Hausa. If I'm talking to you, just person to person, whatever rubbish I say or use, you might accept. But to do this, to go...
Amato menene sakonka ga shugabannin kawai za ka gaya mana menene sakonka kawai da Hausa kawai sakonka.
Look, you people, I know you are very clever. You use whatever language it is to try to get one to speak. Look, I thought we said there is no. Second, okay, please, please. Now you can translate it. Now, I want you. Look, Alema. Kizo. Please, you see, they want me to sort of say this in Hausa. And I sort of said, look, I'm not in a position, I've forgotten how to do this many years.
So yeah, I think that was after he met with Kolu. Okay. So he was going to talk about, he eventually spoke, Sheiga, it was about how he, in his own time, he did everything to make sure that Nigeria did not break away the Biafra, stuff like that. So urging Niger Republic, Burkina Faso, and all of them to come to the negotiation table and come back to ECOWAS. But he said they ambushed him. Why should he address ECOWAS press conference in Hausa? And he said he's been doing it for 9 years, never done it in Hausa, and all of that. It was the same murderous and genocidist Gowon who sent this letter. I think I should have it on the screen here. Who sent this letter to the then Prime Minister of the Great Britain over the Biafran Nigeria genocidal war. I go read them out so that you know what I mean. So this is a writing from Lagos, the Don Barracks, 29th of July, 1967. This was a year after the war broke out. You understand? I'm sorry, a few months after the war broke out. And the Biafrans, they called the rebels, they continued to advance. And it was more or less like, the UK needs to come and help them. So this was the letter, right? It said, thank you for your message, which is, which I received on the 17th July through your worthy representative, Sir David Hunt. I have been much encouraged by the sentiments of goodwill expressed in your letter and your message sent, through my special envoy, Chief Enahoru. In our local press, my government remains committed to the very special bond, which we both value so much. We in Nigeria are trying to get accustomed to the mass of hostile comment towards my government that has, especially in recent months, regularly in Britain, especially the BBC, Financial Times, and Economist, in the British press. In Nigeria, we have found this bias most inexplicable, and we view it with dismay. Nevertheless, we have borne with fortitude. What's that? Our tribulations with your worldwide information media. Our local press, our local press has, perhaps understandably, resented generally respected press of a Commonwealth partner. It may therefore have expressed itself more forcibly than vital importance to our national survival. I will, as requested, do all I can with our press, which, as you know, is obviously free. I trust that blah, 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 right? Then he went on to last paragraph, okay? I have taken note of your concurrence for the usual purchases of arms, supplies to continue, and will take advantage of what is available now and others when necessary. For our part, we appreciate your present difficulties regarding oil supplies and hope to resume our contribution towards ameliorating them as soon as our internal problems are reasonably well resolved. With best regard, Yakubu Gowon. Now, let me explain this letter to you. So, the British press, they were covering the war in Nigeria at that early stage, and they were reporting on the side of the Biafrans that their war was legit and all that. Their request to secede was legit. Somehow, Gowon had to write the prime minister then that, talk to your press. They are not being nice to us. They are making us look like we are doing something wrong. But remember, you are the ones supplying us arms, so we will take all the ones you have available now. We will pay. And then the issue with your oil supply in your country, we hope that if you help us, that's the region that controls the oil. If we get back that region and all of that, then we can help you solve your own problems. And I think some people believe that that is the letter that changed the war for Nigeria. Because at the time, so many countries were in fact backing Biafra. So somehow, that began to kind of wane down to the point that they were able to, come to the head of Nigeria. Nigeria didn't win any war. So they had to call for a truce, and this could have been prevented. All right. Ojukwu, when he was alive. Gowon is still alive, all right? And he continued to tell people that they blame him, they should blame Ojukwu. But yesterday, he confirmed that he started the war. All right? I have this.
I think he did. I think it was for to play up to the gallery, not being sincere.
At Aburi, yes, we agreed on area commands for the armed forces. At Aburi, we agreed that the police force would be decentralized. We agreed on those. Yes. We agreed even to show that we didn't separate. At Aburi, we also agreed on certain revenue formula. That's what happened at Aburi. Aburi again, because I always end up, it sounds odd today, but I always end up by saying I must have been naive, because I believed actually that would be the end. I'll confess to you, when I got back to Enugu, oh yes, I had a party, believing that probably the danger was over. That's what we thought. Until they then began to deny everything. It was the denial of Nigeria that made me publish the tapes of Aburi, because we had insisted that each one should have a set of tapes. Everybody talks about confederation. Go and look at the transcript. There is no time that the word confederation came from my lips.
In broad terms, Aburi changed the title of head of state from Supreme Military Commander to Commander-in-Chief. It gave the regions control over internal affairs, and concurrence of each region was now required for any
thing he did.
History. So the idea of a confederation came from Yakubu Gowon, where they will call the head of state, the head of the whole union, commander-in-chief, while the regions controls their internal affairs. They discussed area of revenue generation and sharing, and so many areas that were like, pretty much like sharing of power, where we can still coexist within our space and all that. And Yakubu Gowon got back to Nigeria. Ojukwu got back to Enugu. He said he had a mini party, that the trouble was over. Ojukwu never asked for war. Yakubu Gowon didn't want war either until he returned to Nigeria. And his people told him, "Are you mad? You just went to Ghana to agree to share power with the Igbos. Are you mad?" So they denied everything. And they started preparation for war. The genocide that killed over 5 million people that nobody has been held responsible for it today. Nigeria didn't even apologize. There is no epitaph for them to say the names of all those who died, their age, date of birth. So everybody will keep remembering that this must not happen again. This must never happen again. They said all of us should just move on. The Igbos are always playing victims. Oh, the Igbos always play victim. Everything is victim to them. Because you were raised to see what they did to them as their fault. So many of you grew up believing it's their fault, Abi. Ojukwu ran away. Oh dear, man. We must ensure that our own children don't suffer this fool like we did. I'll leave it at that. Margo, I'll take calls too, but my time is sort of running out, and it seems that Facebook have done what they normally do. They've stopped them on Facebook, so we'll just leave it at that, okay? I'll come back and take calls, right? If you're still with me and you still want to be here to contribute as well, Just like the broadcast, okay? And pick up your phone. When I get back, I will take calls. Don't go anywhere. Thank you very much. Oh, my kettle took longer than necessary. So yes, I have a caller. Fine. Hello there.
Olumide from Canada. First time caller, first time in history.
It's your first time, sir. Oh my, I don't have my bear here, but Baba.
No, I no. Well, I called Olumide from Canada. I called, I will call on your breakfast show, your test run.
Yeah,
so but first time
but you're saying that first time of like what?
On your real
on the main one. Baba, you see
on the main one. Every time I try, I never get through, but on my first time.
Here you are, Baba. And you are even the first time, the first caller as well. See how you do.
Yeah, thank you perfectly.
How you doing, Baba?
Sorry, folks, that we're trying
to... You actually told me today, like, we'll meet up later tonight. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll meet up later tonight. Here you are. Yeah, we are
folks dining at the same time with me. Sorry, I mean, ahead of you guys.
I know you are like, ahead, and then you are still like afternoon. Anyway, Baba, you have been part of it tonight, I'll say, and yes, here we are.
So, Baba, two things I want to weigh on. That Igbo saga. It's a pity. It's a pity the way things twist. Show Yoruba. Yoruba. Ọlọ́run kó gbà wá. God please help us. Kama ní àdéhùn, kama wà. I mean, I don't know. We need to learn from. Igboho is an enlightened. He may not be fluent in English, but he's an enlightened, for me, educated, enlightened, very smart and wise person. But I think he's being misdirected by the people around him, and then more particularly, the only person for me till today that has really shown character in the mold of Mandela, these white people for 25 years, they will come to him in prison. Part of I've never really read his book, but part of the things I read, excerpts, they will come to him in prison periodically to get him to change his mind, drop his agitation, to sign waivers, concessions. This guy didn't give up. This guy, I mean, that guy is an epitome of a freedom fighter. And who would have thought that he would be president after he came out?
And he actually told them, he's too old now, that the best of his years have been stolen from him. So making him president or running for president is not his. But the Shah said, no, you must be president. And he served one term and he went away.
Even white folks, sometimes I'll be reading some white folks will be saying that will be choosing Mandela as somebody that they epitomize, somebody they look up to. And I'm like, a black guy, why are white people looking up to? But because of his principle,
yes.
That if you are fighting on the right side, the only person for me that I respect in that country that has really shown that kind of character is somebody like Gani. We miss Gani, despite his background, I mean, and also today, despite what people say about Sowore is also has a very strong character.
Yes.
This guy, I've not seen him compromise. Yes. I've not seen him waver from his principle, even if he loses at the end of the day. He hasn't wavered from his principle. That is a strong man.
Yes.
And somebody like
even when you lose, even when he loses, he wins. Because he loses.
That's right. And
Kanu credibly, and he wins credibly. You know what I mean? Like, well, we can't all be the same.
That's right. And Kanu too. Nnamdi Kanu too. So far, so good. He hasn't wavered. They've tried to get this guy to abandon, to give him money.
He met with them in Enugu. When he told them what he said would make him stop, criticizing Bukwari and all of that. When he told them, they were like, man, this guy is actually directly asking us to do our job for the people. That's why let's just kill him. He's not asking for money. He's not asking for a block and all that.
There's a popular Yoruba guy. He also runs a YouTube blogging channel. I think it belongs to the Afenifere faction. And the Baba Fast Soroti faction or Tinubu faction is in the UK there. I'm sure you know him, but I jokingly call him Akogun Anwera. All right. See, even when he's doing his program, it will only be about 3, 4, 5 people watching him. And there are times I will even call to say, because of his kind of personality and the kind of respect he commands in the Yoruba circle, I would say, you people supporting Tinubu, he will tell me, Ogbona Mafishe, Ejeka Fogbon Shekini, Kafikini Shekini, now they have it. What are they doing? They are busy stealing.
Yeah, now.
How do you want to?
They are telling their people to wait. Give him time now. It's a Yoruba. That's why I said that I'm not saying no problem. I have no problem with all of that. So sure you understand. But once you take that route, Baba, the moment you begin to take it as your job to tell people like us that, what is your problem? For example, for anybody associated to ask me, what's your problem? Go, are you know a Yoruba? You know that kind of thing, right? Because that means you have any problem. You know what I mean? Like,
By
if I
even
pick
that,
any voice from
you are doing everything right that any human being should do, whether it is for whether it's for a better Nigeria, whether it is for a Yoruba nation that will give prosperity to the Yoruba people if Nigeria will not make sense or will not turn around to do what they're supposed to do. You are doing what every person should do. You can't build a country on falsehood.
No.
You can't let's talk about if
So Tinubu about to fail, right? Everybody will now come back to we Yoruba. Now that let us all come together now and do Yoruba nation again. I've seen that many times. So we must make sure that we are not being stuck.
táwọn tibí náà ṣọdún mẹ́jọ ẹ tí wàá fẹ́ máa ghost wá pé tọ́ọ̀ bá gbé fún wa what is all this nonsense?
What kind of life is that?
What is all this?
See, let me take another one, right? Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
You have a good day, okay? So, second time I'm speaking to Saoli from Canada. And I don't know, like, there's one thing about this platform. Everybody will begin to talk about it. Now, can we talk about other things we discussed tonight? Hello there.
God bless you, sir.
How you doing?
Scott Lati, Canada, Luzora.
Thank you so much.
I mean, thank you very much for your consistency. I don't, my instincts don't fail me, and I don't see people like you. If you have till now, if you are backsliding, I don't see people like you, collecting money to see, and I don't see.
It's too late for somebody like me to just like, what would that actually be? That thing that's gonna, like. It's too late. But anyway,
exactly.
I don't want to.
I'm not surprised.
I don't want to make it a thing that will be like, see me is bragging, but it is too late. That's what I would say. For somebody like me to go that route anymore, it's too late.
Yes, So and the truth is, the way Nigeria is designed, you have options. Many of us can be in Nigeria. At our streets, we know we will know how to live and survive in it. Nigeria is being bad since. It's not just bad now, it's been bad, since. I was speaking to one of my uncles who left Nigeria 45 years ago. And he said, it's been bad since 45 years ago. 45 years ago, it's been bad. Just yesterday, I was speaking with a friend, and he was telling me that he's in Nigeria, and he was kind of asking me for money. Initially, he started saying that overseas that you people are, there is another form of slavery. Okay,
the audacity, Baba, the audacity of people who are living in a shithole to look at you and say, "Look, what is in that you are abroad? You gone every day, work. You don't even get life for yourself." But people when they do work, don't get life for themselves, right? There are still people you call back and ask for money.
I said, okay,
that audacity, Baba, go on.
Exactly. I said my child is still getting some small money from government. I get free healthcare. I pay my taxes. I have the peace of mind, and I like this kind of slavery. If you think this one is slavery, I like this kind of slavery, than to you that you are there. And there's nobody. Yeah, my dad is 85 years old, and I've asked. I always ask him. I say, "What have you benefited from Nigeria at 85 years old?
You live this long, right? You are even older than Nigeria. Tell me one thing you've benefited that."
They will always tell you no and nothing. And I challenge anybody, on this call, if they have, parents, to ask this question: what have you benefited?
I mean, Baba, we all know what it takes for our parents to send us to school, feed us, clothe us, and all of that. And suddenly they will say, what about you get education, Nigeria educated you. You are supposed to give back to Nigeria. Who they teach this?
Exactly. I'm a Yoruba man, and I'm honestly, I'll say I'm ashamed because if we can be really united like the Igbos are really, really united. And I think they are getting more united now. I know there are still some bad heads, there, in power, but the Igbos are really, really united. If the Yorubas can be united, and I smell another war coming, because the way this whole thing is going right now, I smell another war, another civil war coming, because it's impossible for Nigeria to separate peacefully. A nation with 524 languages. That's like, I don't know, why do you want to? It's impossible for all of us to break peacefully. There's no way it will not result into war. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. So, and whether it's now, whether it's the next 10 years, I think social media is giving us that power to, and it's been exposing, how bad it is. Look at Dubai. Dubai was built with oil.
That's right.
Oil. They look at how they transformed the city with oil money. We discovered oil. Exactly.
You are a Qatari from so you are a Emirati. Is that not what they call them? United Emirati.
Exactly.
If you are an Emirati, your life in that space is better than possibly the life that they give to an average American. Let's be honest.
100%.
You get that? All because they have their resources. That's all.
Exactly. So if you read people who look at that this country was built with oil money. Go to Bayelsa. Jonathan was from Bayelsa. Gowon is from Plateau. And Gowon State is even in crisis, and is busy shaking hands with who? But because they are part of the problem. They are just part of the problem. And people are just educated and at the same time stupid at the same time. When people are too educated, they become news. They become too dangerous because they become very stupid.
I know.
I can feed. In Nigeria, it's not about I can feed anymore. You are a country where
my neighbor.
Yes, in the hospital now, one doctor to 1,000 patients now. And you think you are because you have money.
Even with your money, you are not.
You understand
anymore.
Of them are not. Yeah. So I see the war brewing. The war is brewing. There's no way it will not happen. With the way things are going right now. So God, thank you very much. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God continue to keep you. For Sunday Igboho, I'm not surprised. I'm really, really not surprised. But it is what it. Yes, it is what it is.
We'll tell them not to jump into conclusion about how we feel too. Okay, we are just saying.
Yeah, he doesn't want to. Yeah, Adelabu is the Minister of Power now. Is the next governor of Oyo State. He's stealing all the money for election now. He's stealing all the money for Minister of Power now to become the next governor of Oyo State. So you can, for those who can see far, you can see. You don't need prophets to show you this thing. He's the next governor of after Shirimakidu. So the same people are busy laughing and smiling, suffering and smiling. It is what it is, man. It's just a shame, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay, Baba. Nice one. Sorry, I kind of mixed up there, but I have another caller now anyway. Hello there.
Yeah, Baba Maegu, my king. Baba. Prince Adebayo.
Where have you been, Baba? Long time.
But I called you like 3 weeks ago now. I said you didn't remember me. I said Prince from Sweden, but you are the one who used to call me Prince.
And now, like my Prince, you call me your king, and I say my Prince. But you've not called me that in a while. Immediately you mentioned that right now, I just like, oh my God, I'm saying.
Yes.
But it's good to hear
from you. King. How you doing? King Mayegun, you are the king of night. You are the king of all the people of that contraption.
I'm going to have to put you and Osita in a room, and I will sit and just share all your best lines. You, Osita.
I tell you. Yeah. No, you are a king. You know what? Let me tell you something. You know why I call you a king?
Tell me, please.
It was the period when people were trying to support their own tribe. You stood firm. You stood firm, you know,
it should be,
because yeah, you know, even the Igbos were supporting their own. Some people support Peter Obi because he's from their own side. Some people support him because he's a good person. Some people support Tinubu because he's from their own tribe. The other people are supporting the other northern, you know. But you stood firm, Baba. You know,
because,
it's not
Baba,
easy.
We all know the truth. See, number one, whatever happened in that place, none of us is spared. Okay. And we also know that sometimes, no matter what we feel like with the rough situation, right, we probably can't really change anything. I wasn't interested in the elections and all of that stuff. But sometimes when we kind of ask ourselves and say, wait, we even kind of reason now. Tinubu is the best Yoruba can have. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? But we all know that how he managed to get there. Now, the shege that everybody is feeling today, Baba, even me as a Yoruba, I know they get discounts. I know they get, I know get discounts. Say, Yoruba to face all these things. Maybe if Yorubas are getting better discounts of things, for example, a liter of petrol is just 150 naira in Yoruba land. You know, gari, rice, everything is just there, yafun, like people. You know, and other people are jealous of Yoruba. Now the Yorubas go, they ask me, "Man, you got any problem, Megan?" At least let's appreciate him. Hey, we to shifa wa Yoruba. There's nothing like that. My people are crying, being power. Somebody wants me to keep short because the person behind it is about my heart now. You know now, my heart. I'm glad you kind of acknowledge that. Anyway.
Because there's one time you said you went to one event, then one man, some people wanted to fight you because they say, kilo shele, then you now told, you know, I wonder what those people now, with the shege that is happening.
Elderly person, Baba, this person go old past me like 15 years. Elegbon for areas. You go say, Elegbon lele yo, right? This man just a true tantrum around party. He was like, why are you all around? Why are you all around this boy? This boy that is always abusing Tinubu. I was like, oh, he was actually angry because of me. Yeah, and he said, whether you like it or not, Tinubu will be president. I said, amen. He will do 8 years. Amen. Like, I don't have any problem with anybody who will become their president. My own is that when they blew everything up, when everybody's eye clear, we can't discuss how to break the entire place up. So, Baba, you are angry with me. You think say I actually care if Tinubu become their president or not? I don't give a damn. It's them. I don't even have a say, right? Yeah, you are right. Oh, they say demand don't leave social media now. You know, today there's social media. Any small thing, even when he's just dancing, people go to Kosan. Any kure, ma shofoni, okuno ma panyin, beshe wayen, o ma gboku yin wale lati London ni, aye yin ma baje ni, kilo leto yi. Some of them are running away from social media. So look at me. I'm here. I'm still here.
Baba, you know what they say? They say they're disturbing the peace of the dead. With the way Nigeria is now, even our dead body, when we finally die, say we would like to go and be buried in a restless place like that.
When God control over our reincarnation, here you get.
Our reincarnation.
So you can say, but bury me here, please. I want to be here. You know, your children can come around and say, oh, daddy, we are giving you flower. One of them, you go for one of them, go home one day. Where she go get better, and you go inside that. Now, if to say we have control over that in it, I for say me them bury me here, but I would rather them bury me where them bury my mama Jare, so that we can see the other side of the world. But
we can see look at it. Come on, of the burial ground in your shape,
go to rest in peace.
I tell you what, this one government.
They go come
every day government will just come and take people's land.
You know, wait till I even say, right? You go home, you say, Baba, rest in peace. So you can't stay there. Your spirit is still there. They figure it out where you want to go. Then somebody just bring a cutlass and the shovel. They come on your silent head. You can't even take it from them. Some of them begin to take your passport, so they say they need to go. Last, Baba. Rest in peace. Let's be honest. Baba, now you see once she gate. People do burial. They can't do gate on top of like this, like cage. They can't bet like concrete. I say kilo day on a man Gary Okumbi and I say I could just rest in peace. Nobody is resting in peace.
Nobody is resting in Iloshi. Baba, I just say make I call greet you today because there's nothing to say. Just to say thank you for who you are. Everybody, everybody that started with you. So many people are fallen by the wayside. Igbo now, we don't know what to say.
I know. So people are asking me, like, like Africa Wala told me today that, Baba, man, I don't know how you are doing it, but people like us who have other things, engagement, we couldn't cope to match up. But you are still here. We have seen a lot of people who have tried all these things. We have seen them, but we don't see them anymore. Or they are now on the other side supporting the same thing that they claim to have hated.
You see?
Baba?
You see?
Oh, my heart gone.
Oh, my heart.
Because the worst case scenario, the worst case scenario, nínú Louis ìṣòro tó lè bá mi títí tó lè le jù láyé yìí, òun ni kí n padà lọ máa ṣe 9 to 5, mo tún máa live better life. You know that now?
I'm telling you,
and
yes,
I'm a contented person. You get that?
Of course.
So,
of course.
Baba, I told you, I said it before that I will do my best when I still have the energy, not just talk about it. I will mobilize people to also make sure that we physically make some, physical and visible impact towards what we are doing. And I've been very consistent with that too. I've encouraged a lot of people to put resources together. You know what I mean, right? Because I believe that one day, except even if I turn cripple, even if they have to use anger to hold my head like this, as long as I can talk, I will tell them to turn the camera on. I say, I used to be very okay. Oh, now this issue of Nigeria turned me into this. I'm still warning you. Oh, I will warn everybody till I breathe my last. Baba?
Yes.
So, if nobody has, no shaking. Nobody should have any worry about me. I've got all it takes.
Thank you.
Because I have
Thank you. You remain my king.
Yes, Papa.
God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you so much. Oh.
You're welcome.
You have a good one, okay? Send me well to the kids as well. Now, please, if you are still here with us, please, you should like the broadcast. Because somehow, well, I think we still have about 45 minutes to go. So I will take another call. And you still have a chance to call in, okay? Hello there.
Hello. How are you doing? Well done. Thanks for your consistency. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, God bless you. All these things that is going on, we know where these things, like from the beginning, we already told all these people back home, like, this is going to be the result of all this, your election, but they refuse to listen. And now they are in need. But the thing is like this, this government, Tinubu government, what is saying, this the propaganda, and all these stupid people, they're using the propaganda, all these and these people as well. They just like taking it and they believe it. They just, they just like they don't. I don't know if they don't use their common sense. If their common sense,
take a look at it this way, right? Take a look at it this way.
Yeah,
they were sharing rice because people are hungry. They are not looking at the part where people can't afford to buy that rice themselves. Okay,
exactly.
So affordability, they are not looking at that. So they're now giving food. And all that. So what will happen when they finish eating that food? Like
exactly.
Consider that
what will happen?
They don't care.
Mayego, is the only rice they're going to eat in the house?
They're going to eat, please.
Is the only rice? And what about other stuff? So what will happen? Where did they get money to do other stuff? Yes. There's so many questions to ask.
So many.
This is just slavery. This is just slavery, and they don't realize they've been a slave. That is the problem.
Systemic.
All these people, and I'm telling you, and even all these people, when you talk to them, all these Agbodorians, if you talk to them, honestly, it doesn't really worth it because they don't talk sense. Even the learned ones, if you listen to them, the way they talk, you'll be so upset. If care is not taken, they just aggravate your like
No,
annoyance, like they just annoy you, they trigger you. Like what is? Can you people just see? Can you people just reason what is going on? They're saying like, okay, now now this period. Why are we Yoruba now complaining about the government? What about when Buhari was there? Did we you people say any northerners like shouting, a being power or sort of thing? So why is it now that it's now our turn that we are now saying this? We are not